Good day everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I am Kristhel Taypin from BEd 3B. For today's video, we're going to answer some questions again about multi-grade classroom. So let's start! So in the multi-grade classroom management is imperative. Good classroom management helps both the teacher and the students by laying out specific and appropriate procedures that help students know what to do, thus allowing teachers to focus on working with students. So creating and implementing classroom procedures is the key to achieving a positive classroom environment. Procedures are routines that need to be taught so that students know what is expected. So in addition to arranging the room and practicing moving into groups, students can be involved in discussing the rationale for establishing other procedures to govern their classroom. So remember, the key to effective procedures is consistency. However, if a procedure doesn't work, it should be discussed and changed. If a procedure is necessary, it should be enforced. So effective teachers know what activities need to be done and have worked out the procedures for each of them. So these procedures should be posted or handed out to the students at the beginning of the school year. So teachers teach the procedures verbally and post them. So the ideal classroom environment is a welcoming setting in which students can work on specific objectives defined in the classroom objectives. So the teachers should be upbeat, organized, outgoing, confident, and compassionate. So the instructors is the one who sets the tone for the entire class. So in order to be effective multi-grade school teachers, must utilize very good planning and develop teaching and learning strategies, especially targeted for their classrooms. So above all, they must be dedicated and willing to work hard for overcoming the problems and the peculiarities of multi-grade education. So for children to learn effectively in multi-grade environments, teachers need to be well-trained, well-resourced, and hold positive attitudes to multi-grade teaching. So multi-grade teaching in many views represents a more demanding teaching situation, and special attention should be given to them. So in multi-grade teaching, the teacher can follow different approaches like direct observation, guidance of peer group students, lesson-oriented teaching, group learning, and supervision method. So a single teacher may face a situation to handle 2 or 3, 5 classes at a time. So now let's proceed to the next activity. So the instruction is now check how well you understand the organization of a multi-grade classroom. Indicate whether the following statements are true or false. So a multi-grade classroom has to be reorganized according to the activities or lessons that will be conducted. So for this statement, the answer is true. So the next statement is a multi-grade class arrangement is permanent. It does not change throughout the year. So the statement is false. So the timeout area allows the teacher to take a break from the classroom. So the answer is also false. So the class shop can help students to develop social, language, and mathematical skills. So the answer is true. The chalkboards and cupboards can be any height in a multi-grade classroom. So for this statement, the answer is false. So describe how would you arrange your classroom for storytelling. Include a diagram of the seating arrangement in your answer. So the learners need to be seated in a semicircle or horseshoe arrangement with a teacher in front. So the learners should be close to the teacher so that they can clearly see the pictures and read the captions in the teacher's storybook. They also need to be able to hear the teacher well. Tables and chairs should arrange in such a way that the learners and the teacher can move freely. Teacher's desk should be located so that the teacher can see all areas of the classroom. The learners should also be able to see and reach the teacher's desk easily. So the youngest learners will be close to the teacher because they need help more often than the older students. So how would you use your outside classroom? How would you prepare for the class? So outside the classroom in a multi-grade class can be used for storytelling, physical education, some art activities, and eating. You should make sure that the area you are going to use is well shaded. The learners could sit outside on the mats, benches, or on the grass. So this is my classroom set up. As you can see, the younger learners are near the teacher's table because they need more assistance than the older grades. So it is important that the children be comfortable so that they can move around freely. If the environment contains interesting items, their curiosity will be aroused. They should have neat environment with light and fresh air. So the areas that should be in each multi-grade classroom includes the following. So first, the students' desk or the tables, learning center and reading corner, dress-up corner or home corner, teacher's area, including desk and cupboards, so class shop and display area and chalkboard. So why does the multi-grade teacher need to be close to the youngest students in the classroom? So the teacher needs to be close to the youngest learners because they need help more often than the older learners. So what is the timeout area used for? So it is important to have a timeout area because a teacher has to have some way of disciplining the learners. The timeout area is meant mainly for discipline as it separates the learner from other member of the class. So what is the importance of having a class shop and multi-grade classroom? So the three important reasons for the class shops are to develop learners' social skills, to develop learners' mathematical skills, and to develop learners' language skills. So why would you have a language arts center in your classroom? Okay, so the language arts center would focus on the development of the language skills, which are fundamental to all learning. This center would contain books, magazines, stories, and compositions written by the learners. So that's all for the multi-grade classroom management.